And you'll get a close-up of my amazing face. Yeah. Hey friends, it's been a while. It's been about a month according to my channel. It's been a month, and for that I am very, very sorry. I have no excuse other than that I am terrible with time management. 10 thoughts on the pilot. Let's go. Number 1. The title. Okay, so the title for me, I felt like it was very appropriate simply because it was quite clearly a rehash. Like, it was a reboot. Like, it was a fresh start for Peter Capaldi, and that's what he needs. He needs his own time in the sun to be himself, and they finally have given him that. I like the sort of double entendre of it being called the pilot and it being sort of Capaldi's first like independent series, like independent of Matt Smith's Leftovers. Number 2, Bill. She is what the kids call a cinnamon bun. She's one of the more mature companions I already feel that we've had in a long time. Because Clara was sort of very reckless, dangled upside down from the TARDIS, and Bill is more like inherently curious. Bill is really going to appreciate her time in the TARDIS, and I'm going to appreciate it too. Point number 3, Bill is gay! She walks in and sits down and gushes about how much she has a crush on this girl. I've never felt more represented in Doctor Who. My only sort of qualm, if you will, with the whole Bill being a lesbian thing was that, you know, it's that kind of representation where we won't say gay just in case people get homophobic about it. We'll just sort of have it really obvious that she's gay, but not obvious enough that, you know, we can't pass it off as, just gals being pals. Just want to say that she could fat me any day. I've never heard fat used that way, by the way. I thought that was really strange. Maybe that's because I'm Australian, or maybe it's a British thing, but I've never heard someone say, I fatted you. Number 4, Nardole. I don't know if I've mentioned this in videos, but I have wanted Peter Capaldi to have a male companion for a very long time, and I was extraordinarily happy when Nardole was in the Christmas special, and I really like how it's implied that Nardole has been with the Doctor for quite a while now. He's been with the Doctor for, I don't know, 50 years or so. It's already getting me quite emotional. The first time we see Nardole, his screw falls out of his arm because the Doctor repaired him. He's on borrowed time, and there's going to be a point in this series where we lose Nardole, which is going to be very sad. I love the dynamic of Nardole and 12. It's very genuine. It has that feel to it, like they don't really need to talk all the time. They have these comfortable silences, like they talk in looks, in gestures, you know, because they've been around each other long enough that they know what each other is thinking. I think we've had something like that in Doctor Who for a very long time. The other thing I love is, like, you know, Matt Lucas is very gay, and in everything that he is in, he gives off that vibe, and I just love the idea of the Doctor travelling with his gay pals across the universe. Number 5, the vault. Okay, the vault like literally had me in stitches. It had me in stitches because it's very, very obvious that the vault is going to become important later. And there were so many points in the episode where the Doctor would like turn to the camera and be like, the vault. They would bring up the vault at every possible point. Like Bill like following the Doctor and Nardole down into the basement, and there's that vault there, and she listens to them talking about the vault, and then the Doctor leads them to the vault, and the vault. Okay, Moffat, I get it. The vault's important. It's implied that this vault is the reason the Doctor has been in the university. I don't know what I think is in the vault. Maybe Missy's in the vault. Maybe I'm in the vault. I don't know. Maybe the real vault is the friends we make along the way. Like, number 6, the photos. I was talking with a friend on TUMBLR, and she said to me that, you know, she didn't really like the references to River because she wants River's story to be over. River really had no place in Capaldi's story. I felt like it was very last minute, like tying her off with him. She had like a really nice ending in the Name of the Doctor, and didn't need that extra sort of like, she's definitely gone in case you weren't sure. Like, that being said, I really love the idea of the Doctor having a photo of River and Susan on his desk. It's in that sort of professor persona. He's this old man working in a university, and he's a bit odd and a bit strange, and he's got the photos of his loved ones. Also like the kind of growth that it shows the Doctor has experienced. Like, he now wants to remember people rather than just sort of keep going and going through life. It's not even like I have these photos because I think I should. It's I have these photos because I want to have these photos. So I'm on to number 6 now. Number 6, If not, I'll say that this is 11 things. And Peter Capaldi's attitude. One of the major reasons I haven't been that into Capaldi's era is because I have not liked the way that he has behaved, basically. There is like a sort of area like before you get to mean where you're just antisocial maybe. Capaldi leaned way too close to the mean scale, and there was moments, a lot of moments in Capaldi's era where I've said, wow, like I don't feel personally like the doctor would say something like that to a child. Now he's much better, like he offered to help Bill, he got the photographs for Bill, which is a plot point I love, by the way. I mean, there was that sort of bit at the end where Bill was crying and the doctor was sort of ignored that, but I think also like that's still good. It's pretty good, but he still slips up. I've warmed up to Capaldi only since he was with River, and then really warmed up to him in the Christmas special, and now I'm sort of like, yes. Which brings me to my next point. I am so angry that this was so good. This is what we could have had. This is what we could have had the entire time, but instead we had to put up with Clara for so long. This quality with a new companion, with a new dynamic, like we could have had all of this like from the very beginning to make us like him. I suppose you can't have it all, right? Number 8, Bill's relationship with the Doctor. Stephen Moffat's companions have often been characterized by these, I call them prophetic destinies. He has chosen his companions because there's been some predetermined event that's made him go, yes, that one. With Amy, it was because he'd crash landed in her backyard and says like, I chose you from the beginning because you had a house with all these rooms. He was always going to travel with her because of these things. Clara as well, with her whole Impossible Girl arc. The reason the Doctor wanted to travel with Clara was because she kept popping up all over the place. You know, he wanted to get to the bottom of what happened with Clara. Again, that feeling of like a predestined thing. I feel like a lot of Stephen Moffat's companions have been characterized by the Doctor's need to understand them rather than just a genuine wish like, hey, do you want to come traveling with me? And this is something that I really loved about Bill Potts. Like, I really love that she is like a really down-to-earth person. You know, she's a foster kid. She works at the university because she really wants to go to the university, and the Doctor sees that she would like to go to the lectures, so he enrolls her in school. Like, they have an established relationship. Like, he's been tutoring her for weeks and weeks and weeks. She's actually gone to spend Christmas with him. Things that have happened before the Doctor's sort of gone, hey, you know, I really think that you would enjoy traveling with me, so why don't you? It's because he likes her and he thinks that, you know, she would really enjoy traveling in the TARDIS with him. Number 9. Okay, so apparently she's named Bill because of William Hartnell, and also in some respect to Billie Piper. This was going to be the Rose of his era. Anyone who knows me personally knows that I despise Rose. If you want to comment on how much I should like Rose, I'm not going to listen to you. But after that first episode, from what I can see, is that Bill is very different from Rose, actually. Rose always had that yearning for something bigger, but I think Bill is a bit more like savvy with things. Simply just also because of her age as well. Bill is older than Rose. Bill is also a lesbian, so there's no sort of need to worry about her and the Doctor, you know, becoming a thing. If Bill is a reflection of Rose in some way, it is all the good qualities and none of the bad. None of the things that made me frustrated with Rose are making me frustrated when I watch Bill. Although, the day is still young. Alright, point number 10. The future. Apparently Peter Capaldi has filmed his regeneration scene, but he will be back in the Christmas special, which makes me think that there's going to be some kind of like almost 50th anniversary-esque kind of thing. John Sim has been announced to reprise his role as the Master, which I'm excited about because apart from season 5 and 6, season 3 is my jam. Missy is back as well, which is awesome because I love Missy. As I've said before, she has saved Capaldi's era for me in a lot of ways. I'm very excited, I'm very curious. The other part of the future that I want to talk about is, I think his name is Chris Marshall. If I've got the name wrong, I don't really care. I'm just kind of sick of writers and producers saying how they're so dedicated to diversity. Like, look, we're gonna have a black lesbian companion, and oh, I'm really keen for a woman Doctor, and then they turn around and go, yes, but here's another bland white. I've never seen Chris Marshall in something where I've gone, oh yeah, Chris Marshall. If they were looking to go back to that formula of having a young rapscallion-y kind of Doctor, like David Tennant, like Matt Smith. I feel like Chris Marshall is a bit short of the mark. Honestly, like, if the whole reason that they're casting him is because he's ginger and because they can make that joke, I will take back every single thing I ever said against Capaldi and I will beg them to bring him back. I will even say you can bring Clara back. Like, I'm just praying that our next Doctor isn't a bland white man, okay? Like, there are some great white actors that you can choose to be the Doctor. Ben Whishaw, Alfie Enoch. He's not white, but I just want him to be the Doctor. I feel like Chris Marshall is such a cop-out. It's kind of like they looked at the roster of the BBC and went, oh, who's free for the next 4 years? Oh, hey, Chris Marshall's not got a lot on. Oh, okay, that sounds good. But, that being said, I loved the pilot. My only qualm with the episode overall was it felt like it was very devoid of any kind of narrative other than Bill. Went all over the place and they kept trying to shove the vault in my face, and then they were like, yeah, the pilot has... Hang on, like, where do they want to go? Like, if a spaceship landed there and then the oil spilled out, like, and the oil is sentient, like, what is this oil trying to do? Is it trying to get back to its ship? What's it doing? Like, what is this? And are these creatures related to the waters of Mars? And like, that is an incredibly powerful creature that can travel like across time in like a minute to find the person that it's after. As an Australian, I just want to point out that if you yell shark in an Australian pub, like, no one is going to run. Because A, like, sharks don't frequent public toilets. That was my review. Thank you for watching my videos and thank you for staying with me even though I can get very behind on uploading videos. Peace. Happy Easter everybody, and much love and peace to all of you. Bye.